200-meter dash, first heat underway.
There goes Karen, he's taking second. The throw, the slide, not in time, he's safe.
We'll spike it over and get a point for the Red Hawks.
Strike three, he got him looking.
And that'll be another point for the Red Hawks.
Number 3, Tavo Vincent Warner. Number 5, William Petrin. Number 7, Brendan Carey. Number 8, Nathan Rivera. Number 9, Tyler Blue. Number 10, McKay Burgess. Number 11, Nina Henderson. Number 13, Ethan Rivera. Number 16, Griffin Casey. Number 17, Steven Dexter. Number 18, William Redden. Number 19, Jonathan O'Hara. Number 35, Naya Dean. And number 99, Evan Mayo. Please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, joined today by Tom Albert and Tyler Wolkowitz here in Goodnow Gymnasium. It's a little humid here. They've opened up the doors to our left here to let in some of the, well, I guess you could say summer breeze now. Just about summer here in Western Mass. And here in South Deerfield, where Frontier Regional is located, we are hosting our first game of the state's tournament. This is Division II for boys volleyball, the second division of boys volleyball. There's only 2 of them. So not to be confused with most other sports where there's 5. It's not really expanded to that level quite yet in Massachusetts, at least. But this is a matchup against a team that we haven't seen this year. This is against the Lynn Vocational Technical School. The Tigers are their mascot, and they are wearing the navy blue and red today. They will be serving here in the first set, and it's met by Tegan Dexter. Vincent Warner sets it, and it's going to drop down for the first kill by Will Redding. On the service that time for the Tigers was number 8, one of the 3 captains for the Tigers, Elmer Duran. Now it's Nate Rivera who will serve for the Red Hawks. The set went over on its own. Vincent Warner ahead. Redding again powers it through the block, kept alive this time by the Tigers. They send it over on an off speed, and a nice job on the changeup by Jacob DeLeon to power it back down as it was tapped ahead by Vincent Warner.
Yeah, I mean, 1-1 right now, Mason.
Jacques Jr. on the serve for the Tigers, set to Dexter. He's blocked. Vincent Warner to Dexter again, tries an off-speed, blocked again, and it goes back down. Nate Rivera couldn't get the save there on a pancake attempt. Jacques Jr. again with the service. He's also one of the 3 captains for the Tigers. Big hit this time from Dexter. You got plenty of hang time too. Over, Rivera's there. Nate, an off speed from Redding. Doesn't fall. The Tigers send it back over. A big block from Dexter. Popped up from the back. Vincent Warner, Dexter blocked, falls out of bounds. Red Hawks get the point.
Yeah, that was very lucky there, Mason, for the Hawks. Good job to lay off of it, though. Frontier has to, I mean, they have to win this game. They did have a very rough season, Mason, so
They did.
hopefully they can win this one and move on to the state tournament.
Set over on the near side, sent over by Anthony Diaz, the 3rd captain of the Tigers. We've covered all 3 of them now. Jacques Jr. ahead. Diaz had to lean back for that one. Ethan Rivera sent it forward, and it was an off speed from Petrin. Diaz over again. Ethan, the set. Dexter tried to angle it over to the center, and they were ready for it. Vincent Warner caught him sleeping on it. Puts it over himself instead of setting. Now it's 3-2 Red Hawks. It's been a slow back and forth game early on here in the first set. Over on the far side, block from Dexter. Not sure if it actually got to him. Might have just hit the net, Tom.
Yeah. 4-2. I mean, Frontier, they are favored to win this game, but I mean, Lynn Voc could come in and win this one. You never know, so.
Yeah, especially when you get into the preliminary round, as that will not hit the ceiling. Dexter powers it down. Oh, that's a great hit for a big kill early in the first set. Good momentum early on for the Red Hawks in what will likely be their only homestand of the state tournament if they're to move on from this. A rough dig forward, but the Tigers recover. They get it over. Vincent Warner doesn't even elevate himself, sets it to Petrin. Now Diaz punches it back over. Vincent Warner to Dexter this time, far side, off the blockers and out of bounds. Red Hawks get another point. It's 6-2.
Mason, the other thing is that's interesting is baseball and softball will both have home games as well, but they're both higher seeds. So.
Yeah, better seasons than the volleyball team, but also the volleyball team in a conference or a league, excuse me, that's much, much tougher in terms of the scale of the sport. I mean, there's a lot of hotshot schools for boys volleyball in Western Mass right now that the Red Hawks had to play against, and that will not be a deflection on the hit by Petrin. Got a little bit ahead of it, it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, the boys volleyball team, Mason, they do have 2 Western Mass championships, but that was pretty much when the program started.
Yeah.
And then a lot of teams kind of got better and started figuring out the sport.
That one is not going to be in. It looked like the Red Hawks thought that it was. But now it's 6-5. Dexter was on the hit for that one. Service over the net. Vincent Warner sets up for a block. Over his block, Petrin gets the dig. Now the set and miscommunication. It was a blind set from Vincent Warner. Didn't have anyone in particular he was sending it to, and Dexter and Petrin didn't communicate and call it, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, 6-6 right now, and Lynn Voc is doing a good job. I really think that no matter however this game goes, we could at least see four sets.
That's a great kill right there from Dexter, showing off the heat again. But I think you're absolutely right, Tom. This is going to be more than 3 sets. And if it is only 3 sets, it's going to be 3 hard-fought sets to determine who's going to be the winner. It really, when you get into the preliminary round, I mean, that's what we're dealing with here. Not the round of 32, but the prelims for the state tournament, as that one will be kept alive and out. Good reaction from the Tigers to pop it back up. But it's 8-6 for the Red Hawks after Vincent Warner's serve barely got over the net. He'll drop back for service again. But the Red Hawks coming into this, Tom, they're the 28th seed. Lynn Voc is the 37th. And so, well, that sounds like a big difference. When you get to the preliminaries and that area of the power rankings, it isn't that big of a difference sometimes.
Yeah.
Another good kill from Dexter. He's got 3 on the night at least.
Yeah, he's doing a good job there, Mason. It's good to have him on the team. And he's a senior, though, right?
He is a senior. He is one of several seniors who will be leaving this program as he graduates tomorrow evening. That will include Tavo Vincent Warner, both the Wills, Petrin and Redding, as Will Petrin gets a block, and it will be saved by the Tigers. Vincent Warner set to Petrin. Off balance with the dig, but he kept it alive. Vincent Warner tries Dexter this time. Over the blockers and down. Another one for Tegan Dexter, who has risen up a lot in this program, especially this year, Tom.
Yep, he's doing a good job. I will say this team is losing some really good players. I mean, I wonder what they're going to do next year. They may not even be as good as they are now. So
yeah, good read there from the Red Hawks as it goes out of bounds. It's their point, but Vincent Warner, Will Petrin, Will Redding, Tegan Dexter, Johnny Olvera, and Benaya Dugan. That is 6 players, if I'm counting right.
Yep. I mean, they'll have the Rivera twins, which
That's
are
true.
very good. So,
and that will be out by a little less than a foot. It looked like it was a close call, but a nice read on the back line by number 21, Christian Penaloza. Service kept alive off the dig on the back line. Dexter gets the set. Didn't have a good place to really hammer it down. Now on the near side, it's popped up, and Petrin couldn't get a good touch on it as it came down quickly to him.
yep, 11-8, Mason. Now the Tigers are catching right back up.
They've already done this once before. It was a 4-point comeback to tie the game at 6, but now the Red Hawks cash in another point off of another big kill by Tegan Dexter. And we already talked about it. I mean, he was recognized by his coaches and his teammates for really stepping up, especially this year. He's been in the program a couple years now, but he's really just exceeded expectations this year and really learned how to use his body and his build well, as that goes off of the shin of Jacob DeLeon, and another point for the Red Hawks. It's 13-8.
Yeah, I mean, good game we've had so far, but I really do question that. I have a feeling it's going to go 4 sets, at least. I mean, just the way that I've seen this first set go, so.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a late rally from whichever team ends up being underneath in the scoring. This is a nice little volley we got going here. Big hit from Nathan Rivera. Now on the near side, across and out. No deflection. Was waiting for that call.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looked like it was a deflection, but works out for the Hawks there.
14-8, now a 6-point lead for Frontier. Dexter going on a nice run from the service line. He sends it over again, met in the back by Jacques Jr. Dexter with the dig, and Vincent Warner touched the net, I think.
Or he stepped over the line, one of the two.
I wouldn't be surprised if he stepped over the line to get that high up, that close to the net. So one of those was the infraction. Point goes to the Tigers, as that's a great save made, and it is out. And for the first time in the boys season, I think, or, well, first time at home for the boys, we're seeing the actual line judges set up around the perimeter. As that will be another kill for the Red Hawks, 16-9 the score. But that's helping the players rely a little bit more on the judges and, you know, have the better calls on the corners there to see what's out of bounds and what isn't, as we saw a couple erroneous calls earlier in the season. Not too often. We have great officials here, but
not too many of them left, apparently, from Sean McDonald either. So
yeah, I mean, that's the other aspect of it. Although we have reliable judges for the most part and officials, there's not a lot of them, and they get worn out pretty quickly after so many games. So a timeout is taken here by the Tigers as they find themselves trailing by 8, as the Red Hawks are just 8 points away from closing out this first set in the preliminary round of the state's tournament. We'll be back in just a few seconds. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. 17-9 the score here in Goodnow Gymnasium as the Tigers of Lynn Votech try and battle against the Red Hawks. They're down right now. They set and fire it into the net. Got 2 on top of it that time, and it's 18-9 Red Hawks. It's a do-or-die game for them, Tom. I mean, when you get into the state tournament season, every game could be your last.
Yep. I mean, it's a must-win for both these teams, really. And honestly, whoever wins is going to have to go up against the 5th-seeded Chicopee Comp, so it's going to be tough, Mason.
Yeah, tough game slated up for whoever moves on, as you said. And this is a great rally we're seeing going on, because that's popped back over after a block by the Red Hawks. Now the set, Tigers fire it over, and it drops for a point for the visiting Tigers. 18-10 now. Big point off of a long rally. And we'll have a substitution here as Davi de Oliveira will check off Sam Caraballo on for him. He will have the service. Nice and slow over the net. Now it's sent over. Good block and touched the net, I think, was the motion there. Yeah. Jonathan Olvera for the Red Hawks will be checking off. Ethan Rivera comes in for him for the service.
Well, 19-10, the Hawks have a 9-point lead, and they're just 6 points away, Mason, so they have a chance to do it right here.
The set, off speed, got over Redding, and now he sends it back over. Tigers recover. Dexter calls it, pops it up. Vincent Warner across the floor. Rivera's there. Tigers keep it alive. Near side, big hit. It drops down through the blockers. Anthony Diaz getting a power kill right there. And now it's the setter, Elmer Duran with the service. Vincent Warner, short set, big spike there. And Red Hawks get the point off of Redding's hit. Ball got caught up in the netting, just outside the netting actually. Rivera sends it over again. Back set, over Dexter. And it is not out, it was called out by one of the Red Hawks, but misjudged as the line judge ruled it in. 20-12. Tigers get the possession back. They have an opportunity to go on a run that could put themselves back in this set, Tom.
Yep, I mean.
Never mind. Not quite yet, at least.
That ball was coming towards your face.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, yeah, we're live streaming the graduation tomorrow, so your graduation.
Yeah. From the back line, third hit, they got to get it over, and they do. Nate Rivera forward. Vincent Warner sets to Dexter, was a little behind him, but he adjusted and got it over. Now on the near side, Diaz gets blocked, saves it. Rivera, Vincent Warner, Dexter far side, not centered again. He gets it over regardless. Back set from the Tigers, they send it over far out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a nice call there by, I think it was Nate Rivera. He said it was out, so the person stayed off of it. So only 3 more points here, Mason, and the Red Hawks will win the first set.
Already holding a 10-point lead, but that will be cut down to 9 as the Tigers power through the dual block of Petrin and Vincent Warner, 22-13.
I mean, they're going to have to go on a bit of a run and
yeah,
not really give up a point or two here, Mason.
Vincent Warner the set, Dexter into the net. And the error keeping the hopes of the Tigers alive here. Christian Penaloza back again, one of many seniors on this team for the Tigers. He's back at the service line, 22-14 the score here in the first set. Big block up front on Dexter. That was Brian Robles. The dig over. Good coverage in the dead zone there. Now it's Dexter off the net, kept alive at the front line. They pop it over. Tigers giving the Redhawks a good run here at this point. Another big block on Dexter. They're seeming to adjust well to him. The set, near side, over the blockers, kept alive by Rivera on the back line, and Dexter, excuse me, not Dexter, Vincent Warner got there just a little bit too late to make a play, sent it into the net. Penaloza again, service. It's his third time now. 22-15, he gets it over. Nate Rivera, Vincent Warner, the set. Dexter kept alive. Almost a collision there, but they get it over. Petrin, off speed, kept up. Set, far side, over. Vincent Warner, Dexter, far side, and down. Redhawks get possession back after the Tigers went on a nice little run there, and the Redhawks are just 2 away.
Yep, I mean, they can pretty much do it here, Mason. Just get a point, and then all you need is 1. So.
Dig made in the back, high ball off the ceiling, and they adjust, get it over. Vincent Warner, Dexter, far side, over. A long set, and it will drop out of bounds.
Yep, so now they only need 1 more point, and they can easily do that, Mason. I mean, right now they're just dominating Lynn Vogue.
Point is up for the first set off of Vincent Warner's serve. Now he sets. Out of bounds, no deflection. 24-16. Tigers given one last chance here. Ball's in their end of the floor. And it's Jacob DeLeon with the service.
Gotta get
high dig.
Yeah, they gotta get 9 in a row, Mason, so.
And that will be the Redhawks point on an infraction on the net, I think. And that, not quite the way you wanted to see the first set end, but the Redhawks, who did a pretty good job managing themselves in that first set, will take the first set point. It's 1-0 Frontier in the preliminary round here in the Division II state tournament for boys volleyball. We'll be back in just a few moments with the second set. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Just a few seconds away from the second set here in Goodnow Gymnasium. The Red Hawks took the first set in pretty commanding fashion, as they are now just 2 sets away from advancing to the round of 32 in the Division II state tournament here at the end of our sports seasons here at Frontier Regional for this school year. The winner of this game will go on to face the 5th seed in Division II, Chicopee Comp. They themselves had a fantastic season, powerhouse of a school. Teams have switched sides of the court. Petrin back to serve for the Red Hawks, and it will drop inbounds barely. And an ace to start off the run for Petrin. And I'm not sure if he thought that it was inbounds even. Smiling a little bit. He'll send it clean in play this time. The set off speed. Nice read from the Red Hawks. Petrin sends it out of bounds. Saved by Rivera. Over. Olvera with a great dig. Popped up well out of bounds this time. And the Red Hawks, on an error, tie the game up. Or tie the set up, excuse me.
Mason, I've enjoyed my piece of pizza.
Elmer Duran with the service this time around for the Tigers. Big block by Redding off of a great hit by Jacques Jr. Over from the Tigers. Set to Redding. He powers it down and he gets a kill. We haven't seen a lot of Redding in the first set, but now we get a great moment for him. He also, along with Dexter, has risen up in the rankings for this boys volleyball team at Frontier, and has definitely showed off the kind of power that he can have with his arm when the set is placed in the right spot.
Yeah, I don't think we did end up seeing Will in the first set at all, Mason. So
he had a couple moments, some couple blocks up front, I think, but he didn't really get a chance to get a set from Vincent Warner. Resting him for this second set, I think, was the move from Coach McDonald. Set over Redding and a little too low was the ball for the connection by Rivera.
I think this is the first time we've seen Frontier actually end up losing in the set so far.
Yeah, as that one's popped up high off of the net and tapped down over. Great save by the Tigers. Helped out there by Jacob DeLeon. Off speed, kept up. Set by Duran, far side. High hit, no deflection. Red Hawks get the point. And that was Anthony Diaz. Great power on it. We've seen that from him a few times, just not the direction that he really wanted. Apologizing to his teammates as well.
Well, that was a short-lived lead for Lynn Vogue.
Nice job by Duran, and point goes to the Red Hawks. Not sure what that motion was from the officials, but Red Hawks negate that call off of a serve into the net. Now, David Oliveira checking in for the Tigers. Vincent Warner, Redding tries the off speed. Now he drops back after the block. Dexter over the blockers, popped up. De Oliveira gets it over. Redding returns. The set, near side, can't punch it over, gets the save. DeLeon helped out with that one. And now the Tigers give the Red Hawks a chance in their end. Ahead, Dexter, too far. Tigers point.
Well, this is very off topic, but I did want to mention Senior Assassin, Mason. You made it to top 10.
I think I was just outside the top 10, but it was close. It was close. Shout out to Liv Michon on the softball team for getting me out. She played it well, as that will be an infraction by the Tigers. De Oliveira stepped on the line underneath the net, and that will give the Red Hawks point in possession. But now there's only 3 left, Tom. It's C.J. Hannum, Liv Michon, and Parrish Stillup, who are left in Senior Assassin.
I know. I was rooting for you, Tavo, and Liv, and Ashley Taylor, but then Taylor got eliminated, so I was like,
Yeah.
well, so I was rooting for you, and then you got eliminated, and I was like, oh, man, that's rough. But hopefully Liv can pull off the win.
We'll see what happens. They're kind of talking about a format right now, as that was a nice kill by De Oliveira. Tie game, or tie set at 6. Redhawks still leading the game 1-0. Dexter over the blockers, popped up, hits the ceiling. That saved them, and they get it over. An assist from the ceiling. Dexter tries down this time, and he gets the kill the second time around.
Yeah, Lynn Voc, they're playing much better in this set, but still the Redhawks, I mean, give it to Tegan Dexter. He's playing very well right now.
Yeah, and like you said, Tom, give some credit to the Tigers. They made some great adjustments in the first intermission there. But the Redhawks, still retaining their lead as De Oliveira gets 2 on top of that ball. Knows what he did wrong at the very least, talking it out with Elmer Duran, one of his captains. Vincent Warner's service again, met by Jacques Jr. Back set, near side, and it drops down off the touch by Brian Robles. On the assist, as usual, Elmer Duran, he's the main setter for the Tigers, doing a good job this evening, keeping them in this game. Mayo with the dig. Set ahead, Dexter, and it's in.
Oh. I mean, 9-7, this is much closer than the first one. I mean, they're just playing much differently, Mason, so.
Dexter got next to nothing on that ball. Rough serve. Now it's 9-8. Some of the errors on both ends definitely helping with this closer score. And there's another one. Serve into the net from Christian Penaloza this time. Gives the Redhawks the 2-point lead back again, as well as possession. Petrin, who leads the team in aces coming into this game, is the guy you want at the service line right now. So that one will be out. Redhawks point. They're up by 3.
Yeah,
Petrin. Go ahead, Tom.
I feel like if they start pulling away, I mean, Lynn Voc didn't do a good job last time of catching back up to him, so if the Redhawks just keep getting points like this, Mason, it won't be good news for Lynn Voc, as actually they got that point.
And I think that the key for that, for them, Tom, is going to be keeping it close the whole way through. They can make a couple good runs in the short term. We saw as many as 4 points in a row from them in the first set. And so if they can continue that and just keep this game within 4 points, or keep this set within 4 points, I think that they've got a very good chance to take this second set. But the Redhawks right now doing a good job to give them a run for their money. Now they're back up by 3 again. Ethan Rivera back to serve.
Yep, one of the Rivera twins. They're very good at serving, so.
Dig is made. Duran near side. Big kill. That was saved. Dexter, I think, got the main piece of it, but the point, regardless, goes to the Tigers as they're starting to show off their chops on the front line.
Yeah, you can see that McDonald, he's kind of upset a little bit right now.
And there's an error again. Jacques Jr.
Yeah, that's 2 back-to-back serves into the net, Mason, from Lynn Voc, so. We saw it was a huge struggle for the boys volleyball team last year, Mason.
Yeah, as that one will be an ace for Nate Rivera. Drops down off a couple deflections, and another timeout's going to be taken here. The first timeout of the set for the Tigers, second one that we've seen this game. As the Redhawks now up by 4, this is just about where we've seen their limit with comebacks, Tom. They haven't really been able to find a streak that goes longer than 4 points. So if they can turn things around and try and take control of this game as we take control of this set as we hit the midpoint here, as we get into the teens. I think that they still have a chance, but if the Redhawks can start to pull away, it's going to be a good little crucial moment for them.
Yeah, I mean, the Lynn Voc, the Tigers, they have to play their best game that they can, Mason. I mean, you know, we've seen them struggle there late in the first set, but I mean, we've seen some good plays from them. It's just, again, you know, the Redhawks are a good team. They just got to get things done tonight. So.
Yeah, and a big issue for them in a lot of games this season. That was a great dig made by Penaloza. Redding with a big hit. Over, in play. Vincent Warner thought it was out.
Unfortunate there.
But as I was saying, Tom, one of the big things that the Redhawks need to focus on, and we heard this from Tavo Vincent Warner as well as a couple of the coaches when I talked to them before the game, is keeping their mental game intact. And that, for the most part, just means staying positive. And if you dig yourself into a hole mentally, it's really hard to get out of it mentally, and it shows in your physical play in the game, as now we're seeing a 2-point run right now by the Tigers after their timeout. They've come back within 2. Service coming from Diaz. High dig. Rivera forward. Dexter gets it over, and it drops down off of a block. They didn't really have a chance to recover as Robles tried to punch it ahead. No chance there.
Yeah, 15-12.
Mayo trying to get himself a little run at the service line. De Oliveira. Dexter inbounds. Another great hit and a great placement right in the near corner. Mayo service again. Durant sends it forward. Off speed, didn't get enough on it to move it forward, and Robles.
Yeah, Mason, if we see the Redhawks pull away a little bit more, I guess is it 16-12 or 17, Mason?
17-12 now, as De Oliveira gets blocked. Big hit again, and it's Dexter who's leading the charge for the Redhawks, moving them forward in this set and trying to put them up 2-0. After a slow start in the pacing of this game, it's really picked up. The serves have been coming quicker, and so have the points. Mayo into the net. (18-13) now. Dexter with the dig. Vincent Warner set to Dexter into the net, and it's kept alive off of a block, they said. Petrin. Joint effort to get it over, and it drops. There's a lack of communication from the Redhawks, Tom.
Yep. I mean, you just got to communicate with your teammates. I mean, that goes with any sport, really.
Yeah.
Very important, especially in volleyball.
The Tigers serve, sent back over. Durant. Robles sends it back. The dig. Durant again. De Oliveira gets blocked, kept alive, and it was a good job by Robles to call it there. Durant was looking for it. Dexter blocked up front, and it was a great dive made by De Oliveira, but he was too close to the net to get it over. Gets a little bit of kudos there from Petrin up front, but now the Redhawks up by 5 again.
Yep. I mean, they just have to keep this lead, Mason, and they'll be good, so.
Vincent Warner, an error into the net. Like we said, Tom, it was an issue for them last year, the serves, and starting to show again here in their first game of states. Vincent Warner couldn't set it forward, but the Redhawks get it over regardless. A big hit, out of bounds. No deflection, Redhawks point. 20-15, another 5-point lead. Now the Redhawks just 5 points away from taking the second set.
Yeah, this one does feel a lot closer, though. I mean, 5 points away from winning the set, and your opponent is within 5 points. But
And that's going to be an ace for Tegan Dexter. Having a great game today. He'll stay on the service line, try and have a little run to seal the deal on the Red Hawks' second set. But he'll send that one a little too far, tried to hit the near corner, sending it about a foot wide.
Yep, 21-16. So, I mean, the Red Hawks are just 4 points away. So Lynn Voc has to make a comeback, and this is the time to do it now, Mason.
Yeah, they still have a couple rooms for error, so they want to try and get in as many points as they can to this first chance with possession. Vincent Warner over to Rivera. Off speed, he's blocked. Popped up by Petrin. Vincent Warner. Rivera tries it again. Rolls over the net. Oh, a lucky deflection off of the block by Elmer Duran. The Red Hawks get possession back without any harm done. Petrin. Service. Oh, almost an ace. Good reflexes, but the point goes to the Tigers as the reflexes weren't there for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, they weren't really expecting that almost. That is just unfortunate there.
Duran serves, Dexter with the dig. Set, Redding, off speed, kept alive. Duran, back set, over from De Leon. Big hit, kept alive on the back row. Back set, over by Jacques Jr. Here comes Nate Rivera. That one's popped up. Duran, back set. Punches it over. Good dig from Redding. Here's the set. Redding again, off speed. They were waiting for it. Punching it over. That was a great move by Jacques Jr. And now Rivera, what a beautiful touch. He was out of bounds and he kept it over. Yep. Tigers keeping it alive. A long volley here. Yep. Crucial point. Redding's kept alive by the Red Hawks. Grazes the ceiling. Vincent Warner pops it up. Dexter, Redding, over, kept alive on the back row again. The set, far side, punched over, kept up. Olvera slipped. A tragic end to a long point.
I don't think I've seen a longer volley than that in a while.
Especially in this game. That's definitely the longest one we've seen tonight. But the Tigers, this could be a huge momentum boost for them. They win the point, come within 4, and they do get the ace.
They're crawling back, Mason.
Yeah.
Not good.
Looked like it landed right on the line, and they're going to call that inbounds. And timeout now taken by the Red Hawks, their first of the set. Each team has one timeout in the set remaining. It's 22-19. This has been a great comeback here from the Tigers. They're now just 3 points behind the Red Hawks, looking to tie the game up 1 set apiece. They've still got a few points to go to tie it back up at 22. But the Red Hawks are going to have to change a few things, Tom. We'll be back in just a few seconds with what should be the end of the second set here in Goodnow Gymnasium. We're watching Frontier Community Access Television.
Hello and welcome back to FCAT. We'd like to quickly thank our sponsors, Albert Hearing Services, Holiday Pizza, Gilmore Federal Insurance, Zach's Barbecue, Bard Ceilings, and Sugarloaf Hair Studio, as well as Terrazas at Greenfield Country Club.
Thank you for that, Tom. And we're coming back into the late moments of the second set. The Red Hawks have led up a big comeback run by the Tigers, who are now just trailing by 3. The score is 22-19. And an error from Jacob DeLeon will put the Red Hawks back with possession and 2 points away from closing this set out.
Yep, and they can easily do that now. I mean, you have a good server back serving for your team, so.
And that server's Ethan Rivera. Ball is up, and it's over. Dig made by Penaloza. Sending it in play.
Unfortunate there for the Hawks. They thought it was going to go out of bounds, and it just stayed in.
Right on the line, and I think that's the second time that we've seen a call right on the line. And as we said, if it's going to be on the line, the ball is going to be in. That's the call they're going to make every time. And that was Jacques Jr. who made the kill there off of the long hit. Vincent Warner. Rivera, big hit. And the point to the Red Hawks as the deflection went out of bounds. 24-20, Red Hawks one away. This is set point with Nate Rivera.
Yep, they just need one to get it done.
Shock Jr. ahead. The set, and the Tigers are still alive. Big hit up front, this time coming from Anthony Diaz. And he'll go back to the service line.
Yep, 24-21. I mean, it could not be much closer. I mean, if Linville can get a point or two here and maybe go to extra.
Far hit, out of bounds.
Not good, Mason.
Tigers now within 2. You need a lead by 2 points to take a set, and the Red Hawks close to giving that up. Dexter, and he finishes the job. An even closer set this time. And as we said, we were expecting 4 sets. That's what Tom predicted. And it looks like we might get that, especially with the momentum, the way that it's heading, Tom. I think that we could see the Tigers force a 4th set if they are able to grab the 3rd set here in just a few minutes after this second intermission here. But that was, I mean, 25-22, a 3-point difference.
They were
That's
crawling back.
Just about as close as you can get.
I mean, they really crawled back into that one. They were down by a lot of points, and they started to just eat away at the Hawks' lead. And yeah, 24-22, and then the Hawks win it. I mean, if they didn't have Tegan Dexter there, I don't know.
Yeah, he's been really showing up tonight. We already talked about how he's been great this season, but this has been a legacy game for him, really. And I mean, especially if he keeps this up in the 3rd set and potentially 4th set, if we see the Tigers keep pushing on the Red Hawks leads the way that they did in the 2nd set. That's the way that they need to keep playing, Tom. Make a few small adjustments here and there, and they'll be able to force a 4th set, maybe even a 5th set if they can win 2 in a row here in the late moments of the game. But right now we're right in the middle of where it might extend to 5 sets. The 3rd set, we're coming back into that in just a few seconds here. Fresh scoreboard, 0-0. The Red Hawks can move on to the round of 32 in states if they can take this 3rd set, and they will have shut out the Lynn Voc Tigers 3-0, or the Tigers will force the 4th set.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mason, one thing to mention is it is the last home game for these seniors.
That's true.
So this is probably also the last home volleyball game you're going to cover. So
yeah, yeah.
We're closing in on the final shoots we have together. So
yeah, that's true. We'll have Monday with 2 different games, and beyond that, we don't know the schedule, and we'll have to work around some summer jobs that we have. But it's been a great run here at Frontier for all 3 seasons this year and the years prior. Boys volleyball trying to make this moment last, trying to go farther than they did last year. They have just barely worse regular season record than they did last year. Last year was 8-12. This year 7-13. Finished in the same place in their league, Tom, as last year, and lost in the same round of Western Mass, the semifinals, as they did last year. Yeah. And last year they got knocked out in the state prelims this round. So that's what they're trying to avoid right now and move on and just take a step forward. That's all you can really do.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to go against the number 5 seed. You probably aren't going to win that game.
It's going to be really tough for them.
If they can take a set from them, be good for them, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I feel like the program also has gotten like smaller and smaller as years have gone on, and they're going to lose 6 seniors, so it's going to be rough. Yeah,
it's going to be pretty tough for them, especially with boys volleyball not having a middle school team. They have JV, but JV is, you know, as understaffed as you're seeing varsity here. So it's a decently strong sport for Frontier. Not a primary sport in terms of the strengths of this school's athletics, but they had their moment right when this sport became a bigger deal in Massachusetts. And, I mean, they left their mark there with 2 Western Mass championships, trying to work their way back into relevancy. And we'll see how that works out for them next year, Tom. I mean, like you said, 6 seniors leaving. It's a tough thing to come back from, but we could see the Rivera twins step up. They have a lot of younger players, especially Evan Mayo, who's been on varsity since his 8th grade year. He's been fantastic. And so, you know, that's the kind of player that you want to put your faith in.
Yeah, I mean, kind of talk about all the sports. I know we're getting a little off topic, but it's fine. You know, I feel like the top 3 or 4 sports this year alone was field hockey, definitely. Girls volleyball always makes it very far. They didn't end up winning Lester Mass or states, but they made it, I think, to the Elite 8 for states.
That sounds right.
And then boys soccer, I mean.
Yeah, that was, I think, the big, well, maybe not a big surprise, but they shocked us with that run that they had in states. As that's a great kill on the floor by the Redhawks. But who's going to be your number 4, Tom?
I mean,
you had the 3 up there.
Softball's doing, I mean, they've had a pretty good season so far. Really, really strong team.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the girls basketball team was very good this year.
Yep.
But track, as always, they're very good.
Yeah, I think we need to give a shout out to cross country and track and field. We don't cover them really as much as they deserve to be covered. It's a difficult thing to go and cover a track meet or a cross country meet, especially. It has a great block on the far side by the Tigers as we get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, we did cover that track meet this year. We had 6 cameras and we still didn't get triple jump. So it's like you have 6 cameras and you still can't cover everything.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do, but I mean, to give them the credit that they deserve, they are historically and currently one of the best and most consistent teams at Frontier.
Yeah.
Boys, girls, in every level, really.
Yeah.
And, well, fortunately and unfortunately, there will be several seniors, I think it was 3 or 4 seniors, who will not be at the graduation ceremony tomorrow night. They graduated on Wednesday night during class night because they are going and competing in the states meet for track. So they are missing their graduation ceremony to go and compete in the states meet for their respective events.
Yep.
One of those people in the audience right now, Ben Kachuango.
Huh. I will say, though, Mason, it'll be unfortunate if your graduation is inside.
I don't think that it will be.
It could be, though, and if it is, it's going to suck because the rain or the humidity, I should say. The gym with
I mean, you can already feel it right now.
The gym's pretty empty today, and it's already humid in here. And now imagine that with like 200, 300 people in here. So
another good kill by the Redhawks there, but I mean, you remember 2 years ago, Tom, they had their graduation in year, and it was terrible. I mean, I was in shorts and a tank, and even that was just unbearable. It was awful.
Yep, I was in my my pants I always wear. So, anyways, let's get back to the volleyball, Mason.
That point's won by the Tigers, who are currently leading. We got distracted there for a little bit. We'll give them plenty of credit. They have been on top of this set for a decent amount of time now. 7-5 the score. A narrow margin that they're leading by, but still they'll take any kind of lead at this point. As Vincent Warner calls the ball, Petrin has to get it over on the 3rd hit, and he does. Duran with the set. Over the block of Petrin. Petrin gets it back, and it's knocked down by Jacques Jr. Timeout taken by the Redhawks. McDonald is not happy at all.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about. I mean, I kind of sensed Lynn Vogt. They got better during that 2nd set, and what do you know, Mason? They're doing well here in the 3rd, and they could take one from the Redhawks.
They very well could. Up by 3 right now, and as we were talking about all the other athletics here at Frontier, there's an update from one of our current spring sports teams. Boys tennis played their states match today up against, I forget the name of the school, very high-seeded, lost that match 5-0. Sutton is who they played against.
Yep.
And so they had to travel out there to play them. It was a great season for them. They played very well. Did not win Western Mass, I believe. Pioneer Valley Chinese Immersion Charter School is a powerhouse, to say the least. I mean, if you think about the Golden State Warriors, that's an understatement for Western Mass tennis when it comes to that school. That's a great save made on the back line. Off balance, they still get it over. Tigers showing big signs of life. And that is a big kill right there from Nate Rivera. Red Hawks point and possession, 2-point game.
Yeah, I mean, girls tennis, they had a good season. They were runners-up for Western Mass, so we'll give it to them.
They were.
Only team other than, like, I'm not sure how track did, but that made it far in the Western Mass tournament. The one thing that's really interesting, Mason, for the softball game is so most likely the Red Hawks will probably win their game against the 25 seed, and they'll have to face South Hadley again, who actually knocked them out of the tournament. So it'll be interesting to see that game as long as they can get some hits.
Nice rally there by the Red Hawks as Vincent Warner touches it over. Blocked by Redding and the point. Third set tied at 8 now. Red Hawks with possession back on their end, trying to close this game out in 3. Serve from Petrin gets over. The set right in the middle, and it gets by Petrin. He dove for it to give him some credit there.
Lynn Voc right back in it. I mean, 3 points go Frontier's way and then 1 to Lynn Voc, or Lynn Tech. They're Lynn Vocational Tech. I don't know why I keep calling Lynn Voc, though.
Vincent Warner set. Rivera gets blocked, drops out of bounds. Frontier's point.
Yep, smart move by the Hawks, laying off that one.
Substitution being made by the Red Hawks. 9-9 the score. A lot of points to be dealt out here in the third set, but we're dead even. Jumps over the net, hit the very top of it off of Rivera's serve. Great touch by Vincent Warner, and it's kicked back over by the Tigers.
We've seen that a couple times by the Tigers. The kick somehow works out for them.
Not a double touch on Redding, as it was touched by the Tigers up front, and point to the Red Hawks. That was a close call on a double touch, but a good read by Redding. And McDonald didn't like the chance that Redding took, it looked like, off of the possible double touch, but I think it was Jock Jr. who touched it on an attempted block. That one will hit. Oh, and go through the hoop.
Did it actually?
It did. It bounced on the backboard and went through the hoop, came back down and sent back over. Big strike. Red Hawks point off a deflection. It looks like they were calling it on Jock Jr. Yeah. Holding up the 6 fingers. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
And now the Tigers coach not happy with it.
I guess he's going to argue the call, but it still stands.
And unlike the dodgeball tournament, no video replay here. 11-9 the score. Red Hawks have retaken a lead here in the crucial third set. Must-win set for the Tigers as they find themselves down 2-0. Rivera gets the dig. Vincent Warner set to Nathan. Dig by the Tigers. Duran through the block and down. Redding got a big piece of it, but couldn't send it back over.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, it just kind of feels like Lynn Tech may win this set. It just seems to be in their favor right now, even though they're down by a point, Mason.
They have a lot of momentum with them, it feels like, especially as the underdogs in this game, as Redding gets a big kill.
They got to fix the scoreboard, though. It's 12-10.
There we go. They get it there. The judge on the far side talking to the scoreboard, or the score table, excuse me. Nathan Rivera, service for the Red Hawks. Great save made, but they won't have enough hits to get it over there. It was a bad dig initially by Christian Penaloza, but not enough on the recovery, as that one will be an error into the net by Nathan Rivera. Sean McDonald, just not much to say about it.
I mean, it's tough. It was a huge struggle last year. We saw them. That's kind of the
terrible,
reason.
yeah.
It's the reason they lost a lot of their games.
Set or service barely gets over the net. Redding with plenty of hang time punches it over. No block, it went off of the net, and not enough room to pop it back up for Redding. 1 point difference now in the third set. Jacques Jr. serves it into the net. Redhawks back up by 2. Evan Mayo now going to be taking the serve for Frontier. Back and forth at the front line. Now the set near side. Big strike. Oh, that was a beauty from Anthony Diaz.
Yeah, I didn't like the kind of tap over that they did. It just gave him a free ball, Mason.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. We've seen that a few times here, Tom, and it seems like the Red Hawks, I mean, it kind of gets rid of your responsibility of the ball pretty quickly. But like you said, it gives them a free opportunity to do something with that. As that one's going to have to get over. Third hit incoming, and the Red Hawks save it from the back line. Set right in the middle. Petrin with the block, and the kill is made.
Yep, all the Red Hawks have to do is pull away slowly, Mason, and they can close this one out.
Momentum leaning back to them, it seems, as they're holding on to a 2-point lead. Tavo Vincent Warner back with the serve. All around great player for the Red Hawks. Dexter with the dig, sends it right back over. Off of 2 touches, the Tigers return. Vincent Warner to Dexter, big hit, and the kill. Again, dancing along that back line, they call it in play. Red Hawks now up by 3.
Yep, just keep slowly taking points away from this team, and the Red Hawks can just close this one out.
Set from Duran, block up front, and it drops down on the Red Hawks side of the net. Petrin upset with himself there. He didn't get far enough in front of the ball.
Yep, 16-14, Mason. I mean, Lynn Tech, all they have to do is just keep chipping away at this lead.
Short set to Petrin. He tries the off speed. The Tigers were waiting for it. It was a good save there. Petrin again goes harder, and he hits the far corner. Oh, that was a beauty of a touch by Will Petrin.
Oops. That'll make it 17-14. They keep messing up there over the scores table.
Just doing the wrong side, it looked like that time.
Yeah.
Now Dexter will serve. Vincent Warner back to Nate Rivera. Oh my God, what a strike.
Yep, I mean, like we said, they've been doing an excellent job all season, especially from Nate Rivera and Ethan Rivera.
And, you know, for 2 guys that are really, you know, in a sport where height is the key thing, admittedly are one of the shorter members of the team, they have earned their spot with the kind of power that they can put behind the ball, which, again, is even more remarkable with just you need more leverage to get more power on the ball. And they don't have as much leverage as, say, Redding or Dexter because they don't have as much length in their arms, Tom. But whatever they're doing is working because, I mean, that ball is moving just as fast off of the Nate Rivera's arm as it is off of Dexter sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, they do an excellent job, and it's a good thing they'll be around one more year. So
yeah.
Especially in a team next year that they're definitely going to need them when this team's losing 6 seniors. I'd say like 3 or 4 key players. So.
Yeah. I think the biggest issue for the Red Hawks next season is going to be finding anyone that's going to be able to block efficiently. I mean, will be losing almost all of their height on their team in their seniors, as that service from Dexter will go way out. 18-15 is the score now.
Yep, I mean, they're losing Dexter, Petrin, Redding, and Olvera, so 4 kind of taller players there, Mason.
Off a deflection, Red Hawks point. Another big hit there from Rivera, as well. Redding will check back into the game for Evan Mayo. And Benai Dugan, who doesn't get it that much varsity playing time, but he also has got a decent amount of height on him.
Yeah, he's not even dressed up to play today, it looks like.
Might be wearing a uniform underneath the warm-up jersey there. That's a great kill. Jacques Jr., he's been doing a great job getting height, getting on top of the ball, and just placing it really well right in the middle of the floor where there's no one, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if Voc or Lynn Tech can get a point or two here, Mason, maybe they'll have a chance. But the Red Hawks, all they have to do is keep chipping away a point by a point. But just like that, I mean.
Yeah, now it's a 2-point game again. It's been anyone's set here in the third. Just been back and forth. We saw an early lead by the Tigers. Now they're trailing by a small margin that they certainly could come back from if the Red Hawks fall out of their rhythm. That will be the Red Hawks point. Another infraction at the front line by the Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers can't afford to do that right now. I mean, you're down by 3, but guess what? The Red Hawks are just 5 points away, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a messy play that's been hurting the Tigers. They've been playing really hard and really well, and then it's just some small errors like that that have kept coming back to bite them, Tom. But it's Ethan Rivera with the serve for the Red Hawks. Jacques Jr. gets blocked up front, and Redding gets the point off the big stand on the front line.
Yep, now they're just 4 points away, Mason, so. And hey, we can get out of here pretty soon if the Red Hawks are able to pull this one off.
21-17 the score now. Ethan Rivera service again. Met by Penaloza. Over the block of Vincent Warner. He rushes back for the set. Nate Rivera, and off speed, gets it over gently. Now the set over Redding. Tigers waiting for Dexter to send it back, and Penaloza was ready for it. Big block up front. Vincent Warner!
Yep. Nice job by Tavo.
Just 3 points away from moving on. Trying to sweep the Tigers here at home. It's their last home game of the season. The set, Redding kept it alive, hits the top of the ceiling, and that's where they'll call an infraction. They don't mind when it hits some of the netting over there, but if it, or the ceiling over there, but if it pops it over to the other side like it did just there, I think that's where they have an issue.
That's kind of annoying.
Oh. And the point to the Red Hawks. Too many touches on the Tigers' side as it got jammed against the net. Just 2 points away now. It's going to be Nate Rivera who looks to close it out for Frontier.
I will say, in 6 years of doing this, Mason, I've never seen a volleyball go through the net, so.
2 missed touches by the Tigers and an ace for Nate Rivera. Red Hawks looking at the set point, match point, and an elimination point for the Tigers. Here's Nathan Rivera. The dig made by Penaloza. Set at the center. Sent it too far, and the Red Hawks will move on.
Yep, they win. I mean, it looked like Lynn Tech was going to maybe take a set here. They played excellent, especially in that second set.
Oh, yeah.
And in this third set, I mean, right towards the end, they were right in it, Mason, the whole time, and it just got away from them. So
played hard, both teams. Give a lot of credit to the Tigers, who came all the way out here and lost in 3 sets, but in 2 of the 3 sets really gave the Red Hawks a great run and plenty of different spots with a handshake line at the net and some high fives on the Red Hawks side of the floor. 25-18 the final score of the third set, and the Red Hawks will move on to face off against Chicopee Comp in the round of 32. we'll try and figure out when that game is as soon as we can, as soon as the next round's schedule gets released. But that should be a tough one for the Redhawks. It'll be on the road for them. But this is a great way to end their season at home, Tom.
Yep, I mean, you win at home, that's the way to do it. The last game they faced was against Long Meadow, and, you know, or not Long Meadow, it was, versus Long Meadow. When they lost, and you know, they got a set from them there, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a big set that they won.
Yep, and that was a fun game to cover, but it's nice to win, especially for those seniors. You know, last time playing at home, they win that one, Mason, and we'll be covering your graduation tomorrow, and then on Monday, hopefully both softball and baseball. So see what we can do for volleyball. But
yeah, we'll try and work out the timing with those games on Monday as best we can. But for now, from Goodnow Gymnasium, the Redhawks will move on to face off against the Chicopee Comp. It's not the Pacers. That's just regular Chicopee. I forget the team's name. It's been a while since we've faced them. But they'll move on to face Chicopee Comp in the round of 32. Hard than they got last year. And I've been Mason Smith here with Tom Albert and Tyler Wolkowitz. Thank you for tuning in to Frontier Community Access Television. Have a great evening.